guys, how you doing? Welcome to Ink It. Well, for today's video, we are gonna get into anime. Yes, anime, and for that purpose, we decided to do this piece right here. It's called RWBY. I know there's a lot of fans out there because my son and I, Kid Nerve, went to the New York Comic Con this year, and we met the incredible team that made this possible. This creation right here. The name is Rooster Teeth. Amazing YouTubers, amazing people. And we wanted to do this to honor this meeting we have with them, besides the fact that these characters are insane. Well guys, for today's video, you're gonna need your cotton glove, you're gonna need some ink pens, and we're gonna use the Pigma pens. They're made by SAKURA of AMERICA, because they also make this incredible brush. I love these pens. So if you guys are ready, let's get to it. Well, to start the fun today, we are going to do some manga. Now today we're going to use these amazing pens by SAKURA of AMERICA. They make these pens called Pigma. Within Pigma they have different, I guess, sets of pens depending on the thickness of the tip. This one right now that I'm using today are called Micron. I'll leave the link below, guys, so you know where to get them. The reason why I love these pens so much is because they're very reliable. With these pens, you know, the ink, the quality is very good. It's also waterproof, chemical resistant, fade resistant, bleed free, and it dries very quick. So, you know, for somebody who's an illustrator or an inker, definitely is a big plus. As you already know, you know, I got my white glove. Today I cut the fingers out because it makes it a lot easier to grab the pen. Then again, you definitely want to keep the fingers on the on the bottom part, and also the cloth has to be there to support your hand and make sure that you don't damage the art as you're inking it. Right now we're going to use 3 different sizes of the tip, which is 03, 05, and 08. The reason why is because depending on which part you're inking, you want to use the different thicknesses. Right now for the back part, I'm actually using the 05 tip. Okay, there you go. We're gonna put a couple more details right here. When I do my sketches, I try to do just the outline, the basics in pencil, and then as I go in and start inking the the most important parts, or the parts inside the sketches, that's when I put the details. I like to put the details straight to ink. Some people don't like to do that. I mean, if you're starting, to get into inking, drawing, it's a lot easier and a lot better if you put all the details in pencil and then you ink them over. In my case, this is my art, so I'm inking my own piece, so I already know what I'm going for, what I'm looking for. Now for this part right here, I'm actually using the 03 tip, the size 03. Okay, there you go. I love anime. Anime is something really cool, something very different. I've been doing anime since I was a little kid. That's what I used to watch back then when I was in Ecuador. That's what I was raised from. I'm actually from Brooklyn, New York, guys, but part of my life I was raised in Ecuador, and that's why I'm so used to and so comfortable doing anime. Anime, for those of you who do not know, it's a style of art. It comes from Japan, from that part of the world, which is really cool art. There we go. Put a little more details. Now if you want to make some lines thicker using the same size, like in this case I'm using the 05 tip, just go over it once again. As you can see, I'm just doing the outline. I'm gonna leave the big parts that I have to ink in black completely for later on. One of the things also that I really love about this company, the Pigma pens from SAKURA of AMERICA, is the fact that they make different sizes and different types. Like in this case, today I'm going to use the brushes. They have actually brushes that you can use in the form of a pen, so it makes it a lot easier for you to do your thing. So that's what I'm going to use later on, and that's why I'm leaving these big chunks of these parts without inking right now. So we're going to fill them up later on. Okay, perfect. Also, price, my friend. Price is a big thing if you're an illustrator. Definitely you want to make sure that you have good quality and price, because when you go to conventions and you start inking your artwork for commissions that you do while you're there, definitely you want to make sure that you're able to afford these pens and be able to do the job that you're supposed to do, also given the quality that you have to give. These pens are not expensive. You can get, I think, a pack of 3 for like $8 or $10, which is pretty cool, pretty good. Later on I'm gonna do some other videos in which I'm gonna show you other pens from other companies and make you see the difference and decide on your own. Okay, now we're gonna do the eyes. Now for the eyes, I am going straight and I'm inking the bigger parts because it's just the eyes, so it's a small part. Now for the bigger parts, however, I am definitely going to use the brush that we have today that I showed in the beginning. Okay, let's do the outline. Now when you start inking the art that you do, or even when you start sketching the art that you do, because inking and drawing is pretty much the same thing. I mean, you're going over lines though, but in this case, since I'm the one who did the illustrations or the sketch in pencil, and I'm inking over my own art, I can tell you right now, it's a lot easier. Also, there's a lot of inkers out there that work in the field, that work in the industry, that later on they become illustrators because they have gone through so many artwork, the lines over other people, and you become so comfortable, they become so used to it, that later on they actually become illustrators for comic books. Okay, now let's do this right here. Now don't be afraid, it's like sometimes I make these lines and they're not perfect and then they're straight. There's always a way to fix them, especially using shadows and using the black ink. You try to hide a lot of mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes in my artwork, but then again, you know what? That's how you learn, and I try to fix them as I go inking and I start shading the the bigger parts. Okay, and as you can see, that's the setup. What I did is I did the characters. They are in front first, and then I started doing the ones in the back. The reason why I did the guy in the left, this is a character my son and I created for this piece, and I wanted to start with him because number one, I was really excited to do it. Number two is because I like to start from left to right. Now in this case, there's a couple elements that I have to keep in mind. Not only that we're starting from left to right, because as you're inking, you don't want to go, you don't want to put your hand in something you already inked. However, with these pens, it makes it a lot easier. Why? Because these pens right here tend to dry really fast. So that's a really big benefit. Also, the reason why I like to start from left to right is because as you go and you start doing your art, you start seeing the difference and you start going by parts, you know what I mean, even parts. And what I mean by that is the fact that you start seeing a difference, you start seeing your art, it's beginning to become alive. And also in this part right here, in this piece that we're doing today, I did a couple of characters that are in front. In this case, you want to make sure that you do these characters first before you do the ones in the back. Why? Because there's a lot of things that these characters may have as far as the weapons or part of the costume that you want to make sure that you don't make a mistake. Like some people, sometimes they start with characters that are behind because they want to keep that routine from left to right, and then you do some lines that you're not supposed to do, or ink some lines that are not supposed to be there. Because when you're sketching, don't forget, you're just giving it the shape that you want. When you're doing a sketch, it's just to have something to work with. Not all the lines that you do with the pencil are going to stay. When you start inking, you leave a lot of these lines out of the piece. In a case like this, since these characters have so much detail, even though they're anime tends to be a little more simple. Colors are the ones that bring it back to life more than anything, rather than Western art like the ones you see in comic books, or the ones you have seen that I do here. Also, it has a lot of detail. In manga, it's completely different. A lot of the details are being done pretty much by the color. The lines when it comes to manga, anime, they're very simple, very straightforward, but it's just to give it the shape. Okay, there you go. Now, but these characters right here, the customs are very detailed in the fact that it has a lot into it. So you know, I want to make sure I don't make mistakes, especially when you're doing artwork or characters that are not created by you. You want to make sure you don't make these mistakes. You have to do a lot of research and make sure that you do the best possible to bring these characters to life in your own style. Okay, as you can see, I'm also have my ruler under my arm. The reason why I do that is because, once again, I'm always preventing to make a mistake. Don't forget, we're working with ink, and ink, what happens if you have a sweaty hand that goes in tap with something that has been inked? You're gonna ruin your art. Even though, like I said before, these pens by SAKURA of America, these pigment pens, are amazing. They dry very fast. There's a lot of these preventing, you know, techniques that I have that I don't have to use with these pens. However, I've been doing it. I've been doing this for so long that, you know, it comes, you know, automatically for me, and I like to keep it like that. Yes, just keep it safe. So that's the reason why I also use my ruler on the right hand, and I just slide across the artwork with no problem. Okay, let's see which tip we're going to use right now. We're going to do the tip number 03, which is not too thick, and that's going to help me do these smaller lines, as you can see right here. Also, these pens, the ink is really incredible, and what I mean by that is the fact that it's very dark. So when you scan these pieces of art, or when you do a print, especially when you want to send this art to somebody who's going to color it, for example, the scanners are going to pick it up incredibly good. All the lines are going to be there, and it's going to be a lot easier for your colorist to just take over and bring your art to life. Now we're going to do this character in the back. We're going to use the .03 and utilize this to just go over some lines that I wanted to make it thicker. For the most part, the lines that I want to, you know, do for this character in the back has to be smaller than the ones in the front, so you can give that perception that, you know, one character is in front and one character is behind. Okay, now let's fill it up a little more. Let's go over the lines right here, give it a little shape. As you can see, it's a lot simpler than the art that I do for Western art. However, still, it's, you know, it's getting there. It's becoming alive, as I say. You know, I love when, you know, you see the sketches in pencil, and then we start inking them, and then putting some black into it. Not even color, man. Just the ink alone makes it look so alive, especially when you start inking the bigger parts in the shadows. Okay, now she has a little rose at the front and a cape. Okay, perfect. You see that? Now this is I'm using now the 05 tip. It's a little thicker, and then the 08 I'm going to use it for the bigger parts. You will see later on. Okay, perfect. We try to make these characters nice, sexy, because that's what manga is all about. There's a lot of sexiness into manga. Okay, perfect. We're gonna do like a little roses for this character. These little things that are, you know, floating around her. For the most part, they don't look like roses, but I wanted to give a little bit of myself into it, like make something different. As I always tell you guys, I mean, when you do a character, make sure you try to keep as much as you can the idea of the character, the way the creator you know, wants it, but then you can also have to give a little bit of you into it. Okay, as you can see, look, I used the brush, and it looks amazing. I'm telling you, man, these pens are really great. I'm really comfortable with them. I'm really happy with them as an illustrator myself. You know what, I definitely recommend them. Look at the black. It looks really nice, really cool. And also the fact that they have a brush to do this, it makes it so easier, because otherwise you have to go over, you know, with the smaller, you know, ink pens, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So they make it by doing this, by having this brush available, it makes it a lot easier for you to do what you got to do. Well, guys, we're almost done. Just a little more details that I want to put into the piece of art, and we are done. As always, guys, remember, like I always tell you, if I can do it, you can do it too. Believe in yourself a little bit. I believe in you a lot. I love you. See you in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe. Peace. Hey guys, thank you for watching my video. I hope you liked it. To see more videos of me drawing your favorite characters, click on the left. If you want to see my gaming channel, click on the right. Don't forget to subscribe, and also let me know what character you want me to draw next. For that, you need to leave it in the comments below. I love you all, and I will see you in the next video.